When the Hudson Hall opens on the second floor of the Hudson Opera House on Warren Street in Hudson on April 22nd, it will represent the end of a 25-year project to restore the historic 1855 building to its former glory. The Opera House's executive director, Gary Shiro, shares its history.
It was built in 1855 as the City Hall for Hudson, and it served as City Hall until 1962 when they moved up the street and the building was then abandoned. A lot of town halls and city halls at the height of the Gilded Age, around 1880, if they were spaces that had performance halls in them, they adopted the name Opera House. So around 1880, even though it was still functioning as City Hall, that's when this building became known as the Hudson Opera House. And it had that name till about 1910, and then the building went back to being called just City Hall.
But then the city moved out in 1962, beginning a long period of decline.
It sat here vacant and decaying for the next 30 years. And in the early 90s, a group of local citizens banded together to form a nonprofit called Hudson Opera House, Inc. to buy the building and start the restoration process.
That work would continue for the next 25 years.
Since that time, we've, up until last year, had opened most of the first floor, completed 12 capital projects, and for the last year, we've been working on the largest capital project, which is to restore the second floor performance hall, which is New York State's oldest surviving theater, and to build an addition that could house an elevator to provide access to the building for the first time in its history.
And keeping a continuum of history going for generations to come.
We can today be standing in the building that Susan B. Anthony came to visit twice, that we can go look at the stage where she spoke, and Ralph Waldo Emerson, and Teddy Roosevelt, and Bret Hart, and many other luminaries from the last century.
In Hudson, Brian Hubert reporting for the Daily Freeman.